We know well the Easter story and remember the women and the apostles arriving to find the stone rolled away from Jesus' tomb. They were full of questions. What happened? What is the meaning of all of this? Doesn't the same thing also happen to us when something completely new occurs in our everyday life? We stop short. We don't understand. We don't know what to do. Newness often makes us fearful, and this includes the newness that God brings us, the newness that God asks of us. We are like the apostles in the gospel. Often, maybe, we would prefer to hold on to our own security, to find the tomb as we expected it to be. We are afraid of God's surprises. What then is the importance of the resurrection? It is the proof that God is as Jesus believed him to be. It is the proof that though everybody else abandoned Jesus, God did not. It is the proof that good will ultimately triumph over evil, and that the wielders of unjust power do not have the final say. The resurrection of Jesus encourages us, as it encouraged Jesus' first followers, to follow the way he showed, even through apparent failure, for it proves that there is a justice that transcends death and the limited horizons within which we tend to live our lives. Two questions come to mind. What convinced the first disciples that Jesus had indeed risen from the dead? And how might we share that same conviction? The experiences which led to belief in the resurrection are expressed in what are commonly called appearance stories. These icon-like portraits in which the evangelists express the theological significance of the resurrection touch on the many ways in which Jesus' early followers experienced the presence of the living and glorified Christ in their lives. So many of these resurrection narratives centre on the Eucharist. This is because it was at the Eucharist that, in a special way, they remembered Jesus. It was there that they heard his word proclaimed. It was there that they experienced the presence and the power of his living, life-giving Spirit. It was there that they experienced their own communion as his body. It was there that they experienced the reality of his presence, nurturing them as he had always nurtured them, inspiring them as he had always inspired them, forgiving them as he had always forgiven them, calling them as he had always called them, and sending them out to draw others into the community of his love. These were for them, as they are for us, faith experiences possibly only to those who are in touch with the subtle movements of the Spirit of God in the depths of their lives. They were love experiences. Their value is seen in the value of the lives of those who dared believe. Let us not be closed to the newness that God wants to bring into our lives. Are we often weary, disheartened, and sad? Do we feel weighed down by our shortcomings? Do we think that we won't be able to cope? Let us not close our hearts. Let us not lose confidence. Let us never give up. There are no situations which God cannot change. There is no sin which he cannot forgive if only we open ourselves to him. In this Jubilee year of mercy, Pope Francis is encouraging us all to see 2016 as a time of grace, peace, conversion, and joy. It is meant for everyone, people of every age. There are no walls or distances which can prevent the Father's mercy from reaching and embracing us. And this is a message meant for me and for you. Our daily problems and our worries can wrap us up in ourselves, in sadness and bitterness. Let the risen Jesus enter your life. Welcome him as a friend with trust. He is life. If up until now you have kept him at a distance, step forward. He will receive you with open arms. If you have been indifferent, take a risk. You won't be disappointed. If following him seems difficult, don't be afraid. Trust him. Be confident that he is close to you. He is with you, and he will give you the peace you are seeking and the strength to live as he would have you live. There were those in Jesus' day whose only reason for hope was Jesus himself and the way he mirrored God's love to them. May all of us, especially those who are without hope this Easter, find themselves looking at the love of Jesus' disciples and crying out in wonder, Jesus is risen. Praise be God.